You can create the best website with the best content ever. But if you don't know how to get traffic to it, you've not only wasted your time, but you're never gonna make any money. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you 10 things I teach my mastermind clients to do to get more traffic to their websites. And many of these techniques aren't just things that you need to check off. If you are to focus on just one of these things, you can double your traffic to your website like many of my clients have. And there's a lot of juicy advice, strategies, and tactics in this video, so I want to just dive right in. But please pay careful attention to tip number 9, because when you do this really well, it will be the main money earner for your website and won't cost you a penny. In fact, most of my clients make more money from tip number 9 than all the other strategies combined. So if you can, obsess over it and you'll be grateful you did. By the way, that's not number 9, that's not 9, sorry, that's 9. Tip number 1 is use the keyword golden ratio. If you've started your site and you don't have any authority, then you don't want to target keywords that are really high to get ranked for if you don't have an authority. Usually you need to have an authority to rank for better keywords. So start with a keyword golden ratio. Go away and YouTube keyword golden ratio by Doug Cunnington. A buddy of mine formulated this strategy, and it can help you start to get traffic to your website without having an authority. So it's a really, really good way to start to get traffic to your site if you don't have any authority, or even if you're just slowly building up your authority as well. So use the keyword golden ratio. Use keywords in multiple places through your article. Don't try to rank for just one keyword. This isn't the way to go. Have a really good keyword that you're going to target. That's the title and the headline and the main reason you're creating your content, and put that all throughout your article, but also use LSI keywords in your article. So these are basically keywords that are phrase keywords that are similar to your main keyword, and use multiple different variations of phrase keywords and keyword phrases, I should say, in your article so you can rank for multiple articles. I've done other videos on how to do this, so go away and check that through the channel as well. Secondly, get your clickbait on. Honestly, just do it. This is going to help you write irresistible headlines. Now, when I talk about getting your clickbait on, I'm not saying you need to have such clickbait, because clickbait has such a bad term. Clickbait that gets people to your article and you actually don't deliver on the promise that your clickbaity title actually has. You want to have really good headline that gives the answer and gives the value that is promised in your headline, but make sure you really are creative with your clickbaitiness in your headline to make sure you do get people to come to your article, but also love your article, because clickbait can go very, very wrong very, very quickly if you make it too clickbaity and you say that you're going to talk about this one thing that's absolutely amazing and you don't actually deliver on it. That can go bad. So write irresistible headlines that actually you can fulfill the promise in your article. You just need to do this to get people's attention this day and age. So number 2 is seriously get your clickbait on. Thirdly, collaborate. Now, collaborate with other content creators. Now, what you can do is you can do guest posts. You can guest post on other people's websites, or you can have people guest post on your website that they create the content for you, or you could create content together. Okay, so you can create an article together and have your own little pieces of it, and you could do that for their website, and then you could do it for your website. Or you can create content together like I do with other content creators on my podcast and in my YouTube videos. And you can create content together on social media. You can create content together on your own website. So collaborating really helps. Now, the reason this really helps is because when you collaborate with somebody, you tap into their audience, okay? So you want to be strategic about your collaborations. If you're talking about fishing, you don't want to try and collaborate with somebody who has a website that is about horseback riding. You want to be in your lane and stay in your lane. So if you're talking about fishing and that's the main thing about your website, maybe you go away and talk to different type of fisher people, fishermen and fisherwomen who are actually really good at fishing and have a fishing audience that may be interested in fly fishing, but you're mainly talking about deep sea fishing. And they can cross pollinate, and then you can tap into their audience and their audience can tap into your audience, and you can grow together. It's kind of like the strategy of all tides lift the boats. I forget what that actually, or a rising tide lifts all boats. That's the strategy and the mentality you want to have when you go away and collaborate. Not to get something from somebody at all. Maybe it is for you to solely give, but to work together to collaborate, and you can actually win together. And I think this is probably the best strategy in business and in life to be able to ensure that you can build a team, work together, and make it fun, make success fun. Fourthly is internal links. Not enough people do this well. Internal links are linking to other pages on your website that can support your main pillar piece of content or any piece of content. And you should be having at least 10, 20 or 30 internal links on each page in the actual content to support the answers and what you're saying in your main pillar piece of content by these other pages as well. And it helps to build a bit of an authority around that article and branch out and build a good digital brand, helps you build a really good footprint around that topic that you're trying to discuss. So if you're not internal linking enough, you can drive traffic to other places on your website and keep people on your page longer, which helps you boost up your SEO, get ranked higher, which helps you in turn get more traffic. So internal linking isn't done well enough by most people who have content websites. Backlinks. Now, backlinks are important. You do want to get backlinks to your actual website. Backlinks are links that other websites where they link to your website. Now, usually the more relevant the backlink, the better. And also the better authority the website that is linking to your website, the better as well. Now, you can buy backlinks, but what I suggest you do is doing guest posts, right? Or asking for backlinks and doing outreach. Okay, I've done a podcast on backlink building and outreach, and I do it with Dan Ray. So go away, there'll be a link to that somewhere here on how to have a 10 by 10 strategy to get backlinks really quickly, good quality backlinks for free using his outreach process and strategy. So check that out. And backlinks really are valuable. I don't want you to think about just having link juice going to your site, but I want you to think about when you do get backlinks, you're getting traffic and you want relevant traffic coming to your website, which is actually going to help people stay longer on your website and boost up your SEO profile. If those backlinks are non-relevant and traffic's coming to your website, they're going to bounce off it right away, and that's going to increase your bounce rate, which decreases your SEO profile and decreases your rankings in all your other content that you put out there as well. So make sure you do backlinking really well and really right. Otherwise, it can be a double-edged sword. Number 6 is my favorite. That is creating a better user experience on your website. Now, how can you do this? You can have the content on your site be in a larger font. You can make your content easier to read by breaking up the text into 2 and 3 sentence paragraphs. In between those paragraphs in the text, you could put images, quotes, videos, GIFs, infographics, and other pieces of content that are different, that break up that main text piece of content to make it user-friendly and easy to read. Nobody wants to read a big wall of text like they're reading it off a page out of a book when you're online. We want to actually have a good experience when we're reading and consuming content, and we want to consume that content in different ways. So make sure the content that you create is actually very user-friendly and has a great user experience. Also, your website in a whole should have a great user experience. What I mean by that is by having it very easy to navigate on your website. So if you don't have internal linking on your actual content in the actual article, that can be a poor user experience. If you don't have a really clean, easy navigation bar that can get people to different categories in different articles, that's a poor user experience. You also want to ensure that people can quickly go away and learn more about who you are and who's writing the actual articles as well with a great about page. That's a great user experience. You also don't want to have it hard to read the content or hard to consume the content on your site because there's too many ads or too many things going on and pop-ups and all that sort of stuff. So having a great user experience really is super important. And I don't think enough websites do this well enough. The reason I say this is because you don't want to distract people on your site and make it hard for them to consume your content because they're just going to leave. That's going to increase your bounce rate. And then your SEO profile diminishes because you don't have a good user experience. Where everybody else is lifting up their game in their user experience, yours may be declining. So make sure you have a great user experience on your website, because that's really going to help people want to stay on your site a lot longer. Some other things you can do within your content to break up things is having lists and tables and bullet points and different headers like H1, H2, and H3. And you can have a table of contents even at the top of your article. You can use skip buttons within your article or skip buttons within your page. This is great for your user experience to help people get the content they want and the answers they want without having to read through your whole article and find it among your big long wall of text. For example, well laid out content and skip buttons and tables are going to help people get what they want really quick, and then it may spark curiosity within that certain subject that they start listening and reading about, and then there may actually be an internal link to another one of your pages that they can skip to the main part of the page and go through that piece of content. They can just go to multiple pages on your site, which Google is going to see your site is very valuable because they're consuming multiple pieces of content on multiple pages. So making your content awesome, giving them the content and the answers to the questions they want in a fast fashion, it's easy to see and easy to get to. That user experience is really going to help boost your website. Now, seventhly, website speed. Now, have you ever noticed how long it actually takes for a website to load when you click on it from something like Facebook or Instagram? It feels like it takes forever, right? Well, it actually does. You'd be surprised at how much traffic you actually lose because your site loads too fast. Not just from social media either, but when people find you from Google. If your site doesn't load fast enough, for example, the start of your article above the fold of your page doesn't load fast enough, then people just abort, right? Don't let this happen. People have a fast attention span, so we need to have a fast loading site. And you can fix this by going to, page speed insights, right? Google page speed insights. And then it'll basically break down the things that you need to fix on your site to make your site faster. And you can go away and fix these things. Now, I did a podcast with a bloke named Brendan Tully from Australia, and we talk exactly about how to decrease our site speed. And he's a site speed master. So I'll put a link here somewhere on that podcast on how to decrease your site speed as well. Number 8. Social media. A lot of content websites don't actually use social media well enough. And the reason being is because they just don't know how to use it. What you want to do is you want to repurpose your content, right? Repurpose your content. Don't just grab your article link and post it on Facebook or whatever it is, or LinkedIn. Make sure you repurpose your content and make that content easy to consume on that social media platform that you're actually posting to, so it actually sparks interest. Use it you can do this in a clickbaity way. Again, like I said earlier in the video, make sure it's not only clickbait, but you actually deliver on the promise that your piece of content is stoking the interest for those people that actually want to go away and consume your content. So you want to repurpose your content and post that on social media, right? But there's a key thing here as well. You don't want to post just the juicy stuff out of your article, or just the thing they want to come to the article for. Otherwise, what's the point in them coming to the article, right? This is where most people go wrong with social media, and they just post the best part of that article, and nobody's going to drive traffic to the site, right? Instead, what I suggest you do is you create this thing called an open loop. Okay, an open loop is like when you are watching a TV series on Netflix, and at the end of the episode, something scary, amazing, crazy happens that you need to find out what's going to happen next, right? They've opened a loop that you need to go psychologically and close, which forces you to watch that next episode. This is what we want to do with our content that we repurposed and published on social media, is open a loop for people to spark their interest that makes them want to go away and click on that link to go away and read your articles. So that's a very, very, very tactical way and smart strategy to use when posting on social media. So if you do this right, you're going to be able to get traffic to your website from social media, which most content creators don't actually do very, very well. Number 9. Now, this should be the golden goose of any online business, to be honest. And this is the best traffic you can get because you don't need to work for it. Email marketing, right? You already own the list. You've already done the work in building it up. You own it and you can market to them whenever you like. The reason I like email marketing is because you're not just building an email list, but you're building a community of people that are interested in the topic that you cover on your actual website. And you don't just need to post your email about your new blog post to get people to your traffic. You can ask questions, you can open up dialogue with them, you can learn from them, and they can actually tell you the content that they want you to create, which is gonna increase your traffic as well. Now, another key thing with the email marketing is that most people will just grab a link or just grab, a bit of their content and, or just tell people, hey, I've got a new article, come away and read my new article. That stuff doesn't really work anymore. We have to do what I was talking about with social media is we want to create something that grabs their attention and open up a loop to make them want to go away and actually click on the link to read the rest of your article. If you're on my email list, you will see exactly what I do when I send an email to get people to go away and consume my content is I open up a loop that people will actually want to go away and close. And you may have actually been watching this video because I opened a loop that you wanted to close and you wanted to get value from this piece of content that I'm creating for you right now. Whoa, how meta is that? But what I'm talking about here is using the same principle that you're using on social media with your email list by opening up a loop, which is actually going to push more traffic to your content that you're creating. And it actually works. I know because I'm doing it right now and I do it so often. And the people in my membership and also in my inner circle do this. And we've increased our businesses dramatically through great email marketing. So I've also done a really good podcast with Rob and Kennedy, who are the email marketing heroes, on how to build an awesome email list that actually makes you money every month. So there'll be a link to that podcast somewhere around this video. But email marketing is vastly underused, and this is the best way to drive traffic. One of the best ways, to drive traffic to your website. Number 10, competitive research. Now, what you want to do is you want to compare what you're doing and your website and your content to your competitors. So go away and look up your competitors and see what they're actually doing that makes their content great. See take what makes their content great and instill that into your own content. And then how I usually do this and tell people to do this is go to Google, type in your main niche, and then look at 2 to 3 articles, or your main keyword, look at 2 to 3 articles, and then compare your article compared to your competitor's article and see why they're ranking better, right? And ask yourself, why is their content better? Why is it getting ranked higher, right? And do what they're doing, but better. The goal should be create the best piece of content on the web for that keyword or that topic that you're covering. And you can do that by spying on the ones that are already at the top spot. All you need to do is make your content better than theirs. But I'm curious, I want to ask you, what one way do you know how to grow a content website and get more traffic to your content website? Let me know in the comment box below. It'd be awesome to have a resource of how other people are gaining traffic to their website that we can all use to gain traffic to our websites as well. YouTube watcher, what's up? It's Jared Krause, and if you've watched this video up until now, please smash the like button. I'm glad you're liking the video, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope you're doing super good. I also want to ask you, please consider subscribing because my commitment and exploration on YouTube is about to explode. I'm talking stories, polls, more amazing content, more surprise and delight, and this is the time to subscribe. So I hope you do, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye. Hey YouTube watcher, if you thought that video was good, you should check out this video here on the 2 best types of websites beginners should buy. Or check out my playlist on how I made my first 100K from buying websites and how to do due diligence. Check it out. It's an awesome playlist. You'll enjoy it.